Alright guys, welcome back to episode 7 of me rating a horror movie based on how much violence is in it. I know I said in my previous video that I was probably going to start tackling the Final Destination series, but that's going to be a long project and I don't have the energy right now considering I am swamped with schoolwork. So I thought I would do The Black Phone instead, especially with the sequel coming out in October, and I can't wait to see it. So let's get into it because I have some thoughts. So really quick, I want to apologize about the air that you hear in the background. Unfortunately, my house does not have air conditioning and it gets super hot in here. So I will do my best to speak up and to speak clearly. So, The Black Phone. If I'm being perfectly honest, the past 5 years since COVID have all just been one big blur. Like, I don't really remember a whole lot, honestly. But thankfully we have movies to remind us of what happened during a particular year. And The Black Phone was one of them, as it came out in 2022. And at first, like I'm sure many people made this mistake, I thought that it was a Stephen King adaptation. Turns out that's not the case, surprisingly. I don't know why I feel like it has his touch and his elements, but it wasn't done by him, so there's that. Anyways, The Black Phone stars Ethan Hawke as the villain, which is interesting because I think the last movie that I saw him in was Sinister back in 2012, like a lot of people. So it was really interesting to see him take on the role of such a psychopathic maniac, especially a maniac who takes young boys and disposes of them like trash. I had a really fun time watching it. But I digress. It's time to rate the movie based on how violent it gets, and I would give it 4.5 knives out of 5. Only because the violence that we do see happen is pretty frequent, but in terms of how the grabber, which is the character that Ethan Hawke plays, we see a lot of young boys disappearing every time he shows up on screen, but we don't see what happens to them, like on camera, until after they've already been disposed of. And it really only picks up in the third act when the main character, which is a young boy named Finney, I think his name is, we don't see it really pick up until the final act. I won't spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but if you know what I'm talking about, then you probably understand. Again, that's just my take on things, but yeah, my final ranking is 4.5 knives out of 5. Definitely go and watch the trailer for the sequel. It will put a chill down your spine, no pun intended. And I'll see you in the next video.